Hello, Cambodia team. Trying again today. I'm so sorry about yesterday. We had a power cut in the office, and yes, that was the end of that. We've had another one today, but fingers crossed we will not have one now. So just to reiterate, I know lots of you were here yesterday, but if anybody wasn't, the purpose of this recording is just to get you all organised, ready to go, and get your expectations aligned for your upcoming trip to Cambodia. So we're going to discuss the itinerary, flights and visa, money, extra costs, phone, SIM cards, Wi-Fi, kit list, personal admin, and health and safety. And I will go as quickly as I can to not waste your time. So to start with, your project leader is Rachel. She is originally American, but she has lived in Cambodia for, I think, the last 6 years. She speaks fluent Cambodian. She will be with you throughout. And she is super, super passionate about the project. She is the founder of the Red Road Foundation, which is where you're doing your volunteering. And yeah, she'll be with you throughout the whole 4 weeks. So if there are any issues or questions or anything, then go to her because she will be best placed to help. So your itinerary is split into sort of 3 phases. You've got the first phase, which is your exploring the cities. You're flying into Siem Reap. So you will do Angkor Wat. You'll do sort of some sightseeing, that kind of thing. And then you will travel down to Phnom Penh. I believe you're all going to the killing fields, which is like really, really harrowing, but I think a very important part of Cambodian history and something that you should all see. And through that, you're staying in hostels. I think they've both got a pool, which is very nice because it is hot in Cambodia at the moment. So yeah, so you'll be in dorms in a hostel. And there'll be lots of other people, like young people around. So that would be great. And then you will move on to the gritty volunteering part, which is at the Red Road near Kampot. So brace yourself for this. It will be hot. It will be sweaty. You will probably turn up and be like, whoa, because I did. I turned up and was like, oh my gosh, this is completely different to anything that I was used to. But by day 2, you'll be completely settled in and you'll be completely immersed. The accommodation is comfortable, it's clean, but you know, it is basic. So you will have a bed, a lockbox to keep your stuff safe, a mosquito net. All of your bedding is provided, but Rachel does ask if you can bring a towel with you, like a bath towel. And I recommend those microfiber ones because they dry really, really quickly and they don't take up much space in your bag. And you will have all of your meals there. And yeah, that's where you'll be doing project work. You'll be working with the kids who are super, super lovely, and they'll be so excited to see you. And you will also be doing like the like eco building with, I mean, when you see what Rachel has sort of done and all the stuff that she's sort of built with these plastic bottles, like it's so incredible. It's so, so clever. And you are also going to be going into the community. She has spoken to like the local community to sort of see if there's someone that they suggest needs some help. And you are going to be building them a bathroom because at the moment they don't have one. So you're going to be using like the plastic bottles and all the building and like really helping a family in need. So that's really exciting and sort of like really worthy cause. So, you know, you're going out there, you're going to make such a positive impact and it's going to be great. And then you finish on the beach. Sunset Beach is so, so beautiful on the islands. It's like a really cool vibe. It's sort of, you can just lie on the beach and do nothing, but there's also like snorkeling, paddleboarding, kayaking, rock climbing, like yoga, like there's so much going on if you want to. And yeah, it'll just be a really, really nice way to end your trip and your time in Cambodia, and sort of pat yourselves on the back for all the great things that you will have achieved. So that's the itinerary. And the flights and visas. So I think I have all of your flights except for Julia's. And at the moment, it looks like you are all coming in on the same flight, which is great. Rachel will pick you up from the airport. And what I suggest you do, set up a WhatsApp with you all in it. And then if you want to meet up when you're at the airport in the UK, you can. What I suggest for that is all go through, check in, go through security separately. Don't wait for each other, just go through. And then we will send in the email that we send a few days before you fly, we will send like a suggested place for you all to meet. So whether it's like Pret or Acosta or something. And if you wish to, you can. Sometimes people don't. And yeah, and then if not, I think you're all, if you're flying in from different countries, I think you're all on that final Singapore flight together. So you can all meet at Singapore airport. Something to know about Singapore if you haven't flown through already. First of all, it's absolutely massive. So don't leave finding your gate until the very last minute. Sort of work out which terminal you're going to be flying out of, because there are 3, I believe. And you have to get like a monorail thing between. And also you go through security just at your gate at Singapore airport. So if you bought any liquids airside in the UK, you then can't take them through security onto the plane at Singapore. You'll have to like pour out any liquids and stuff. So just something to note. I'm sure that will all be fine. And I suggest you all get your visas done before you go. You can get them on arrival, but it's much easier just to get it done in advance. And make sure you print off, like, I'd say 2 of all of your paper copies of your COVID vaccination certificate, your visa, your flight, like details, just in case, have paper copies. And because the immigration coming through at the airport in Cambodia is pretty strict. So just make sure you're all set, you have everything you need. You'll have to fill in, you get these little like cards that you have to fill in when you arrive into Cambodia. They sometimes hand them out on the plane, I think. So make sure you do one of those. And it just asks for sort of the address of where you're going, which we'll make sure we send to you in that email, and like who you're staying with, what you're doing, that kind of thing. And then with the visas, if you do want, so it's a 30-day visa. If you do want to extend it, that's something that Rachel can help you with. You have to like send the visa away. It takes about a week and then it comes back. So it's not super easy, but it's definitely doable. She'll probably sit down with you in like week 2 or 3 and sort of ask what people's plans are after the program. So have a think, because if you do want to extend your visa, you will have to do it before you go to the islands, because as I said, you have to send them away. So I think that's everything with that. Money. So cash is king. I took a Monzo card with me, basically nowhere except card. So you have to use cash. I mean, I used cash for absolutely everything. Even like big supermarkets and stuff don't accept like UK cards. So you want dollars. You can get like, there are ATMs, so you can get money out whilst you're there. And don't carry around like huge amounts of money. But if you take money out at the ATM, there is a $5 charge. So just be clever, like don't take money out every couple of days, because that $5 will really add up. But also don't carry around like hundreds of dollars. Cambodia is super cheap, so you won't need it. Your food's included. You might be buying like the odd beer, the odd drink, but yes. So you will if you take dollars, you'll be given your change in reals, which is fine. They're just like, it's fine. It's not an issue. And Rachel can help because reals, like, it is a bit confusing with like the conversion, but she can help with that. The only place there are no ATMs. So when you go to the Red Road, it's quite rural, but like you won't really need them because you will be, as I said, food and everything is included. And then when you are on the island, there are no ATMs. But Rachel will let you know if you need to take money out. She'll like take you to ATMs and stuff. So you will have plenty of warning. I took a Monzo card with me and that worked at the ATM, but I presume Revolut also does, but I'm not 100% sure. But also suggest taking a debit card as well, just in case. So any average costs, so I think the average weekly spend will be about $35, $40. As I said, all of your food is included, so is all your drinking water. So anything extra will probably be, if you want a couple of beers or a cocktail or two, and any sort of activities and extras that you do outside of the program. Beer is about $1 or $2 when you're on the island. So very, very cheap. And then a cocktail is about $5. So yeah, so you're and aside from that, souvenirs, and any extra excursions you do. So you will not need to spend a huge amount of money. And you know, you can be, if you're saving to sort of travel after the program, you can be super, super frugal. Phones, SIM cards, and Wi-Fi. Rachel can take you to get SIM cards when you arrive. They're a few dollars. Just make sure that your phone is unlocked so that it will take a foreign SIM card when you arrive. There is no Wi-Fi at the Red Road. So prepare yourself for that. So yes, as I said, you can either get a SIM card when you're in Phnom Penh, Siem Reap, Sunset Beach. There is Wi-Fi. It's pretty patchy, especially on the beach. So, you know, you're not going to be watching Netflix or anything, but you'll probably be able to send the odd WhatsApp. But as I said, Rachel can get SIM cards with you if you want. So yeah, I think that's everything with phones. The kit list, it is hot. It is super, super hot. Yes, I was there a couple of weeks ago and it was warm. So shorts, t-shirts, you can wear strappy tops. Rachel just says no butt cheeks, please. So shorts are fine, but just not teeny tiny shorts. And if you're going to temples and like the killing fields, you know, cover your shoulders and you'll have to cover your legs. So you could take a wrap or something. So just sort of something light, so you don't have to wear like long sleeves, but you know, you just cover up. The mosquitoes they're pretty prevalent. So in the evening, you'll want to get changed, put those trousers, you know, that have like the elasticated bit around the ankle, they're fab. And maybe like a loose shirt or just something to cover up a little bit more because the mozzies are a terror. And sort of take, I know that I mean, I don't know if they are cool. I don't know if they've had a renaissance, but Crocs, like Crocs or like sliders or something that you can wear like in the shower, that you can wear around camp and stuff, would be fab. And you don't need to bring any like massive walking boots. You can just bring like a pair of trainers that you don't mind getting a bit dirty, like a pair of Crocs, sliders, and a pair of flip-flops. And you can get laundry done throughout. It's about $2 per kilo and they will wash everything. So, you know, you don't have to pack a pair of pants for every single day that you're there. So a few other things. So mosquito nets are provided. You don't have to bring a mozzie net. But as I said, they like, especially at the Red Road, there are lots of mosquitoes. So it's just a case of wearing appropriate clothes, bringing some good mozzie repellent with you, something with, I know some people really like the natural stuff. I personally don't think it does a huge amount. I like as much DEET as possible. So yes, so that's just something to sort of to keep in mind, that, and especially as well when you're on the island, dawn and dusk is when they are at their worst. So just sort of just bear that in mind. Some earplugs I would suggest bringing when you're at the Red Road. The birds and the insects are loud. You're like kind of in the jungle, like it's really cool. I really liked it because you go to sleep to the sound of sort of all the insects and the birds. But if you're a very light sleeper, maybe you'll want a pair of earplugs. And same when you're in the hostels, maybe just pack a pair just in case. I can't remember if I mentioned, but there are fans at the Red Road. So it's all run off solar. And I think Rachel's having it all redone. So there should be enough to sort of run the fans and run like phone chargers and that kind of thing. As I said, microfiber towels, they fold up so tiny and they dry really quickly, which is perfect. And when you are there, you will realize so much of Rachel's like philosophy and stuff is all about reducing plastic. So she has asked that you bring a reusable bottle. With the water, there will be like a big thing of water, which you can then fill your water bottle from. So bring a water bottle, bring like a metal one, and preferably not one that has like the straw attachments, because it is hot. And all sorts of weird bacteria grow in there. Better to have one that has like a screw top lid, and then you can take it off and clean it much easier. And also like a reusable bag, so like a tote bag and stuff, for any shopping. As well with the plastic, if you can bring, when you're there, you will see sort of what it's such an issue. The plastic, the single-use plastic, it's just sort of thrown on the side of the roads. It gets into waterways, and you will leave feeling sort of much more passionate about like plastic reduction. So if you can take like shampoo bars, like hard soap, that kind of thing, or instead of buying like those single-use like travel minis, getting like the pots and like decanting your stuff into them so that when you get home you can wash them out and use them next time. Just so you're not adding even more plastic to the sort of like surrounding area. And also no loo roll down the loo pretty much anywhere in Cambodia. So that's a heads up, prepare yourself for that. There are proper loos at the Red Road. Rachel's just had a new bathroom built, so that will be right next to the accommodation, which has also recently been built. I think you'll be the first to sleep in it. So that's exciting. So yes, there is a shower. There is no hot water, but you won't want it because it is so hot that you will not be wanting a hot shower. You'll be wanting a cold shower. But yes, no loo roll down the loo. There are bins next to the loos in like throughout Cambodia. And there is also a what sort of looks like a hose attachment next to all the loos. And use your imagination. You can guess what that is for. It is much like a European bidet, but like the DIY version. So use your imagination, but don't put any loo roll down the loo because you will block them. And that is embarrassing. So personal admin, please, 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 can I have everybody's details? I think from lots of you, I'm missing insurance details. A few of you, the consent forms, personal details. I need them and I'll just have to keep chasing you. So it takes 5 minutes. If you could do that, that would be fantastic. And if you haven't sent me your flights, then that would also be great. Finally, health and safety, the boring stuff, but it is important. So as I said, fresh water is provided, so please bring a reusable bottle. The pharmacies and hospitals are all nearby. They're very, very well stocked. So if there was any sort of issue, then Rachel would take you. Hopefully there won't be, but just in case, there's no issues there. The biggest risk is the heat, the mosquitoes, and getting drunk and silly. So with the heat, like it's hot, it's humid, you will be sweaty, and you just drink lots of water. I recommend taking some of those like rehydration things for the sort of the first week or so, especially when you're at the Red Road and you're sort of doing like the building projects and stuff. Take a hat, you know, if you're prone to burning, cover up. It's basic stuff, but you would be surprised. There is someone in sort of every trip who gets sunstroke, and you don't want it to be you because it's pretty miserable. So just make sure you drink lots of water. You take a good hat and you wear lots of sun cream because the sun is hot. And mosquitoes, as I've said, try and avoid being bitten. And then if you do get bitten, I know it's very, very hard and very easy to say not to scratch, but try not to. Take some stuff with you. Take some like hydrocortisone or whatever it is you use to if you get bitten, because things can easily get infected. And with that sort of hot, humid climate, things don't heal as quickly as they would here. And just covering up in the evenings, all that kind of stuff. And then the drinking, I mean, you don't want to be that person that gets absolutely blackout drunk on the first night, embarrasses themselves, and gets in a pickle. You know, it's not a school trip. You are allowed to have fun, but just you know, be responsible, and sort of just try not to get too drunk. And then the basics: don't walk alone at night. Cambodia is, I felt very safe whilst I was there. There were times when I was on my own as like a female traveler, and I, you know, didn't feel unsafe. But, you know, use common sense. Don't walk alone at night, which we recommend everywhere. And just sort of just be aware, like, you know, don't take fancy jewelry, don't sort of flash loads of cash around. But overall, like, it's a really lovely country full of really lovely, friendly, kind people. But just, you know, common sense. But I think that's everything. I know I've really rattled through. And I've probably forgotten half of what I was meant to say, but if you have any burning questions, then please just drop me an email. I'm info@theleap.co.uk, or just give us a call. But you are in for such a treat. I'm very envious that you get to spend a whole month there. I had such a great 10 days. And yeah, I think it's just be prepared to go with the flow, and you will just have the best time. And if there are any issues in the lead up, any last minute questions, just let me know. And yeah, I'm sure you're all going to have a brilliant time, and get away from this very, very cold English weather. So I'm very envious, but yeah, I know you're going to love it. So